Well, very good afternoon, everyone, and happy Thursday. Thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Sandy Elson, and on behalf of the travel professional community and travelprofessionalnews.com, I want to welcome all of you to today's very exciting webinar. We have a wonderful presentation for you today, hosted by AmaWaterways. I know you're all familiar with the fabulous product that AmaWaterways offers, and today is your chance to become even better acquainted with this wonderful company. Our speaker today is Christine Karst, Executive Vice President and co-owner of AmaWaterways. Christine became passionate about travel from an early age while growing up in East Germany. After working for American Express in Germany and Switzerland, she was inspired by the power of human connection and the beauty along the world's rivers. She took her expertise to the United States and joined forces with Rudy Schreiner and Jimmy Murphy in 2002 to form AmaWaterways, where she has continued to innovate and create cherished travel memories for their guests across the globe. Christine's topic today is all about river cruising with AmaWaterways. Before we get started, a reminder that you are all muted, but we welcome your questions. You can type in your questions at any time in the area you see on the right-hand panel of your screen. When Christine is finished with her presentation, we will get to as many questions as we can. Also, at the end of the presentation, Christine will be giving away a very spectacular prize to one lucky travel agent. I suspect you all know what that is, who has been paying attention and has attended from start to finish. We'll talk more about the prize a little later, but as a hint, I suggest you all take notes. So now I'm going to turn the microphone over to Christine so she can get started. And right after she says hello, we are actually going to run a couple of polls for everyone to answer. Welcome, Christine.
Yes, thank you so much, Sandy. And hello to everyone. I am very excited that you take the time today to join this beautiful webinar. That means you really recognize the importance of river cruising and how it has become the fastest growing segment, not just in the cruise industry, but in the entire travel industry. So thank you for this. And I hope after this webinar, you all will become the experts. So when I grew up on the Elbe River, actually close to the city of Dresden in Germany, I really realized, starting from my childhood, how beautiful it is to cruise the river, how many wonderful things can be done from the river, because rivers truly take you through the countries, while oceans so often take you to countries, but you might only spend a day here, a day there. You need to go by motor coach from the port to the more beautiful destination. And with the river, so often we are docked right in the heart of the city or very close by. So no matter if you can go explore a beautiful, historical town from that river, or the vineyards, do a nice wine tasting there, go hiking, go biking, there is so much to do. And as Sandy said, it's all about the human connection, because you also get to know the locals quite well, especially when you are docked in the city of Dürnstein, a small but very precious village with about 300 people only. And our ships bring between 100 and 180 guests to this village. So you definitely meet a few of the locals and might exchange some words there. So what makes AmaWaterways really so special? We are one of the few companies that are still family owned and operated. And that means a lot. And you know it, because you know you own your own business. You try to keep it as personal as possible, because it's so much about your own reputation. You want to do the best for your clients. It should be truly the most memorable experience of your life or of your client's life. And that is really what is our mission. Rudy on the left side, our president and my husband at the same time, and Gary Murphy on the right side. Many of you might be still in memory of the late Jimmy Murphy. We are really families that are well connected, have really a big heart when it comes to this. And we try, no matter how much we grow with our company here, try really to keep that heart and soul through our entire company. So everyone who is part here is really having an amazing attitude towards the client. There is never a no. It's always, how can we make it happen? If we don't know, we will try to make it happen somehow. We are also involved in every part of the business, starting from ship construction. Rudy is an architect at the same time. He has a master's in business. You know, from this to customer service, that's my forte, sales, reservations, of course, operations. So we are able to make quick decisions. And if any one of you has our business cards, you see our cell phone numbers are on it. So in case something would happen, you need to reach out to us directly. You can get us right away, and we never give you a run. So, but that's not the only thing that makes AmaWaterways so special. Our ships are the highest rated ships in Europe by some very neutral publications. Some of you know Berlitz from language schools, but maybe also from the Ocean Cruise Guide. Now, Berlitz has published the Third River Cruise Guide, and out of over 300 river cruise ships cruising the rivers in Europe, they came unannounced. 10 out of our 20 ships are again in the top 10 or 15 river cruise ships in the world. And that's a combination, not just of beauty of the ship, the way how everything is designed, space on board, public areas, cabins, but also the food plays a big role because we really truly serve 5-star cuisine on board with the finest wines, the selection of wines. But it's also about the hospitality, how the crew pampers you, how they welcome you into the family. And this is something that can be hardly expressed in a brochure. That's what you feel when you step on board and become part of this family. So this unmatched hospitality definitely makes you coming back again over and over, and of course your guests. But it's also our more active approach because generations are changing. We see a shift in demographics, and even the 60 or 70-year-old, that is still our main client, in addition to the 50 and the 40-year-old, but everyone becomes more active today. Everyone wants to do something because the food is so good. So when I look at the hiking tours or the biking tours, we have 25 bicycles on board each ship in Europe. They are taken all the time, no matter if everyone joins our guided bike tour or if the guests take the bikes individual out, come back to the ship. Hiking tours, about 25% of our guests are part of these. So there's a whole new way of river cruising today. It has become so active that many guests actually say, with a twinkle in their eyes, now I need a vacation after my vacation, because there was so much that you offered. And, you know, they could have chosen just to take a nap in the cabin, but they decided they wanted to do it all. And that's really, really wonderful. So our onboard crew is, of course, the focal point of everything. No matter how beautiful and new the ships are and the latest innovation and state of the art, the crew is what makes the difference. And they are part of this family, and they make you part of this family. We are also the only river cruise line where the cruise manager is not just your host during the cruise, but he or she also will be part of your entire pre- and post-land program. Let's say if you start a Danube cruise with a pre-land program in Prague, the cruise manager will be there from the beginning with you. After the 3 nights in Prague, will go with you to the ship in Wilshofen or Nuremberg, cruise with you the 7 nights to either Vienna or Budapest, and then will be with you for a potential post-program in Vienna or Budapest. So that's very, very important. Now, quickly before we move now to our next upcoming things in 2019, I just want to show you again our river cruise map, because that's the little Bible just to see where are the river cruise ships cruising, mostly of course in Europe, but we also have some ships in Asia and Africa. So here we have the Netherlands, Holland, and Belgium. This is where typically a river cruise starts in spring with the tulip time cruise, going from Amsterdam back to Amsterdam through Holland and Belgium. Then we have, of course, also the Rhine River. And the Rhine River starts actually in Switzerland and is flowing all the way down to the North Sea. So here is Basel in Switzerland, and the Rhine River goes all the way, not up, it's going down here into Holland, into the North Sea. Then we have the Moselle River. The Moselle is a side arm of the Rhine, but is, for me, being from Germany originally, one of the most beautiful rivers in this world. It's very windy, very curvy, but so many castles and vineyards, very, very romantic, beautiful small towns, very picturesque. So then we have here the Main River until we come to the Main-Danube Canal. The Main River, the Franconian wine area, and also Bamberg, the city of the smoked beer, happens here. And then we go through the canal. This is an artificial canal that was built 1992 and is connecting the Rhine and the Main with the Danube. So here there is no big current, and but we always have water on the canal because it's all artificial. Then we come to the Danube, and we are cruising from Germany to Austria, to Slovakia, all the way to Budapest. Then our upper Danube cruises between Nuremberg, Obersthofen, and Vienna and Budapest. This happens here. And then we cruise down the lower Danube through southern part of Hungary, Croatia, Serbia, the former Yugoslavia, into Romania and Bulgaria. Romania and Bulgaria form the border here. In fact, the Danube is cruising along the border, and there's a beautiful day where you cruise through the Iron Gate into Giurgiu, Romania, or Russe in Bulgaria. We also have 3 rivers in France. That's the Seine, the Rhone, and Bordeaux. We have the Douro River in Portugal. In Asia, the Mekong River cruising through Vietnam and Cambodia. And our smallest vessel, the Zambezi Queen, cruising the Chobe River in Africa, a side arm of the Zambezi River, where the 4 countries, Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and Zambia, meet each other about 1.5 hours away from Victoria Falls. But later I will talk more about the Danube River, because that's also the river where the AmaMagna, our newest ship for 2019, will cruise. But before we come to the AmaMagna, we have 2 additional ships joining us in 2019. The first one, having the first cruise, the maiden voyage, on April 6, 2019, is the AmaDouro, our second ship on the Douro River, with only 102 guests being part of this very personal, wonderful Douro River cruise experience. The Douro is in the northern part of Portugal. It's the oldest wine growing area in the world, and some of the steepest wine terraces in the world that you can find here. The AmaMora will come and join us in June, and this ship will be a sister ship of the AmaLea and the AmaChristina, sailing the Rhine River. It will have space for 156 guests. It will have a set of connecting staterooms for families, also staterooms with a 3rd bed, or the suites which can accommodate families of 4. And of course, our newest innovation, a completely different ship coming in July, actually starting on May 5 with the maiden voyage, but will be christened in July by Samantha Brown. Many of you might know Samantha Brown, a very famous TV host. You know her from the Places to Love, and she will christen the AmaMagna in July. Now, with the double width that this ship will have, it will only be able to cruise the Danube, because the Danube River, both the upper and the lower Danube, has the locks with the double width. There are normally two ships can go through the locks together side by side. And now the AmaMagna will take this double space. And that's the same when it comes to docking places. So often you might have seen that ships, especially in the main season, and there are so many river cruise ships all cruising the Danube River, that ships need to be docked side by side. Now the AmaMagna will take the double space. That means so often it will not have another ship on the side, so the view will be unobstructed. But there might be some occasions when there is so much traffic that a third ship might come and need to dock next to us. So then it will be a similar situation to what we see already with some of the regular sized ships. Now, even with the double width, we will only have 196 guests on board. So that's only about 18% more guests, 1/8, only 18% guests more on a double-sized ship. That means there is so much more to love when it comes to stateroom space, size of your cabin, public space, different areas for special bars, restaurants, a double-sized wellness center, and so on. And this is what, of course, we would like to show you now after looking at Samantha Brown, our lovely godmother for this ship. So here you see actually a little bit from the sun deck, and we still have 3 decks when it comes to stateroom. And because of that size, but still not so many guests more, Rudy always says the AmaMagna is an addition to the game. It's not a game changer, because you still keep the intimate, personal experience for the guests, but you have more space and more choices for the luxury cruise market. Because you might still have some guests who say, well, I love my ocean cruise ship because I love the variety of public spaces, bars, restaurant, entertainment options, and the large cabins. I don't want to go on a river cruise ship because I feel that's so limited. Now you can send them on the AmaMagna because you have all the different choices and the space. So when it comes to restaurants, let's get started here with our alfresco restaurant, which actually is located on the front side of the ship. You will have the chance to dine inside and outside, depending on the weather situation. And there we will serve more farm-to-table food options. We still, of course, keep our chef's table restaurant, but what you know so much from our other river cruise ships, where we can accommodate up to about 30 guests for a very special dining opportunity, about 13 to 15 different tastes. It's a special tasting menu that also offer a wonderful selection of the finest local wines. So everyone can eat there usually once per week. You have to sign in, first come, first serve. And if you have groups, then we can accommodate your entire groups there as well. And we do arrange for the day when your group will be dining there well in advance, together with your group coordinator who works with you to make this group the most successful one. At the same deck now, we have Jimmy's Wine Bar and Restaurant. So that restaurant is called after our late Jimmy Murphy. And we will serve the same type of menu or cuisine that you will get in our main restaurant. However, we will serve it on smaller plates, family style, so that you can really pretty much taste from everything what is offered on that menu. So you don't have to choose what your appetizer would be, your soup, your main course, your dessert, because again, you can choose a selection from everything. We will have an upper and a lower lounge where we will have all our evening entertainment, dancing, cruise managers, briefings, announcements, all the fun stuff is happening here. And of course, on the sun deck, in addition to our beautiful pool and hot tub and oversized chess game, we will also have some some table tennis there. We will even have a lift, an elevator, pop-up elevator going up to the sun deck, and so many more opportunities to relax and to enjoy this beautiful part. The Zen Wellness Studio will be located on the aft side of the ship above our water sports platform. This is where we will have our morning stretching, core, gentle exercise, yoga classes, stretching bands. We will also have these classes on the sun deck if the weather is very nice with us. And right now, of course, the weather this year has been very beautiful, very warm, very sunny. Even now, no rain, absolutely wonderful weather there for the guests. And then we have our little sundowner boat that will be on our AmaMagna and will have space for about 12 guests. And we can get this boat into the water and go then to the banks of the river, watch actually the scenery very close. And you can also use this little sundowner for special groups, for families. It's really a wonderful addition, and none of the other river cruise ships has this. So now let's take a look into the cabins. The average size of a cabin, that's about 80% of our cabins on board AmaMagna, will have 355 square feet. That is what suites on board a regular AmaWaterways ship are today. And because we see, and that's the latest trend, that more and more guests just want to have the largest staterooms, they fly a long way to go to Europe. They want to make it the best experience. They want a full balcony, a special sitting area. That's why we built this ship with so many of these large-sized cabins there, and bathrooms with multi-jet showers and double sinks in all of these cabins. Our suites. We have 6 grand suites with 474 square feet large, the beds facing the river, and we have 1 owner suite with 710 square feet. So that's really, really unheard of. And the owner suites, you have to be really fast to book it. Almost all of them are really already booked for 2019 when the ship starts sailing. Some of these cabins will have connecting doors and will also have a third bed and again an additional sleeper sofa where we can accommodate 4 guests in one spacious cabin. So if you have families, multi-generational, always think about the AmaMagna as well. Alternative dining venues, I mentioned those ones. This is actually here our special chef's table restaurant. And of course, I mentioned Jimmy's Wine Bar, the chef's table we had here. Those different restaurants will also serve for your groups. In case you want to do some special lectures, get-togethers, cocktail receptions. Now, when we have several groups on board, there's never a conflict anymore because we do have enough space to accommodate pretty much every group, no matter what size it is. It could be a group of 10 or 12, 30, 36, up to 65, almost half of the ship. We have the space for you. And of course, the sun deck with our nice swim-up bar and the heated pool. This is especially attractive in the summer months, and of course when we also have the families on board. Here you see our small sundowner. That is also very important when it comes to our renewal of the WOW package, and I will talk later about this. And our Zen Wellness Studio and our special fitness equipment. We will have 2 massage studios now on board. On the traditional ships, there's only 1 massage room. We will have our hairdresser. We will have also manicure and pedicure service. This is something new now for the AmaMagna, and we will have a special wellness bar on board as well. Now, I mentioned that this ship will sail the Danube River between Vilshofen and Budapest starting in 2019. And I just want to show you a little bit of this wonderful itinerary, because the Danube River is also the river that traditional serves for many first-time river cruisers as the very first river when they get introduced by you to river cruising, and then they move on because they fall in love with the concept of river cruising and will migrate from there to all the different rivers in Europe, Asia, and Africa. So this is Prague, and Prague is located on the Moldau River. So that's not the Danube. And we will, after the 3 nights in Prague, we will take you by the Lux Motor Coach. It's a 4-hour bus ride from Prague to either Nuremberg or Vilshofen. And this is Vilshofen, our embarkation city in Bavaria. This is also where we will do for you a small Munich miniature Oktoberfest, where we have a beer tent. You see a little bit this one here, right next to the ship, that the locals are coming to meet and greet you. The local Umpa band, we will serve you the beer, the giant pretzels. The beer queen is coming, and you will dance the night away with the locals or your fellow passengers. And then we have our welcome reception and dinner on our ship, followed, of course, by the evening entertainment, time to go to bed. The ship starts moving, and you will go to the next port, which is Passau in Germany. So Passau is a very special city because it's located on 3 rivers, the Danube, the Inn, and the Ilz River. But our ship is docked right here. That's the Danube, where actually the Danube and the Inn are meeting. And we have different tours ready for you. You can join our Passau walking tour because that's right here in front of us where the city center is. The cathedral in Passau has some of the largest organs in the world. If you don't want to do the walking tour, you can join our hike tour. Up the other side, there is a beautiful abbey, or you join our bike tour. That's also one of my favorite tours here because you see both the city, but even a little bit more of this beautiful scenery around Passau. From Passau in Germany, we continue on and arrive in Linz. Linz is our very first port in Austria. And from Linz, we have several excursions. And of course, all the tours are included. And you need to choose now between a full-day tour to Salzburg or a half-day tour to Salzburg, because you can still do the morning tour in Linz, walking or biking tour. Or we do a full-day tour to Český Krumlov in the Czech Republic. Or we do a tour to the Austrian Lake District. So the choice is yours. And especially some of your guests might have been to Austria and might have visited Salzburg already. Now we have some beautiful different choices available for you. After this beautiful day, we continue to sail to the Wachau Valley in Austria. So now it becomes extremely scenic because that's also the wine growing area, city of Dürnstein. And this picture was taken from our hiking tour where we are walking up to the fortress. And if you're really very good by foot, after the walking tour, you can still explore the entire village of Dürnstein. Who doesn't want to walk but really wants to have more the culinary taste? Please join then our apricot delight tour where you get to taste apricot liqueur, apricot chocolate, apricot jam, everything what is about the apricots, because this area, Dürnstein, in the Wachau Valley, is actually the area where most of the apricot trees are growing, which also means in the springtime, late March, early mid-April, the trees are in their full blossom. That is actually then one of my favorite times to go. It's extremely beautiful. Now from there, we go to Melk, which is home of the famous Benedictine Abbey, one of the largest abbeys in the world. It's hosting a library there. We have a tour there. And from the Melk Abbey, then we go back to the ship. You can also do a bike tour in this area. And then the ship starts cruising again. And we come into Vienna, the capital of Austria. again, different tours, walking tours, biking tours. So the choice is yours. It's based on your interest. From Vienna, we cruise into Slovakia, where again, you can hike up with us to the castle, followed by a short city tour, or you take the long city tour, or you join our beer tasting tour, because Slovakia is also famous for the beer. And finally, we arrive in Budapest in Hungary, and in the evening, we do this beautiful illuminated city tour, passing by the parliament and going through all the illuminated bridges. So a wonderful, wonderful end or beginning of such a Danube cruise. Now, we also operate our Christmas time cruises on the Danube, and on the AmaMagna next year, we will have actually 5 Christmas time cruises starting November 24, then going into December 22. Now, the beauty when you go in late or mid-November, the Christmas markets in Austria and Hungary are starting around Thanksgiving, while the Christmas markets in Germany really open in early December. So if we do wine tours, wine cruises in late November, maybe not on the AmaMagna here because the last wine cruise is November 10, but you will on the November 10 still be able to explore the opening of the Christmas market in Austria. But on the other ships, we will have wine cruises in late November. You could really combine a Christmas market and a wine experience cruise experience if you choose some of these dates. New for the AmaMagna is also our concierge golf program, because the ship has such a size that we can easily store the golf equipment. And there are some wonderful golf courses in those 4 countries, Hungary, Austria, Slovakia, and Germany. And we have a full package available for you where we cruise, where we do 4 courses in all 4 countries. Or if you want to add the pre or post program in Prague and you want to golf in Prague as well, we can also do this, and then you can do 5 courses. This is an inclusive golf package, starting from a luxury transfer from our ship to the golf course, full concierge service, including the club care, cleaning. We have a lunch at the golf course, including beer and wine, 1 round per golfer, 1 shared golf cart per round, 1 range token per round. So obviously, there is so much more to talk about this. So if you have any special questions or potential clients or groups, please reach out to us, because this golf program becomes very popular. We operate this until the middle of October, because then later it becomes maybe weather-wise not so good for golfing anymore. So, but now I mentioned already our vow renewal package, because we have seen that we get more and more clients coming on board who either get married for the first, maybe the second, maybe the third time, or want to spend their honeymoon or just renew their vows. So while our captains cannot legally marry you or renew the vows legally, they can do it all in a symbolic way. And then we can give you a package where we give you the certificate, of course, for that, 2 one-hour massages, plus 1 mani, pedi, or hair salon service, a bottle of nice champagne, the romantic turn-down service with rose petals in your stateroom, a custom-made dessert by our onboard chef, the sundowner excursion privately with the sundowner boat and champagne, and this goes for an amount of $499 per couple. But if you bring a party of 10 with the couple, then we will waive this, and then it's all complimentary. So now the wellness program is nothing new. We started with our wellness program last year on the Amalura. We rolled it out on 6 ships this year. It has proven to be so popular. We have between 10 to 15 guests participating in every wellness class all the time. So next year, It will be happening on all our ships except of Africa and just partially in Portugal. Because in Portugal, we also don't have bicycles on board because the river, everything is very hilly, very curvy. And this is also a little bit a safety issue when it comes to the bikes. But we have hydration stations with infused detox and gemstone water on our ships. Very nice food options, vegetarian, and everything what your heart desires. And because we see that our clients just want to pursue a more healthy lifestyle, no matter if it's at home or, of course, on board a river cruise ship. Now you think, you just talk about health and well-being. What about the sip and sail hour here? Does it fit together? Well, everything in the right balance, right? So while we are, of course, including champagne with breakfast in the morning or the mimosas, fine wines, beers, or non-alcoholic beverages with lunch and dinner, water 24/7, the hour before dinner, that's usually the social hour where everyone comes back from the shore excursion, gets ready for dinner, comes to the lounge to really chat and be together. That's when we serve you a complimentary menu of cocktails, champagne, wine, beer, and that's all included. And then, of course, from there, you go to the dining room, have all your wine, beer, or non-alcoholic drinks, and we serve them in a very generous way. Your glass is never empty. Can you really drink more than what we offer? Yes, probably you can. Is it healthy for your body? Not sure about this. That's why we try to really keep that concept going and not going into all-inclusive, where from the get-go we would need to charge more, but then we would have so many guests saying, but I don't drink all of this, what I'm paying now. So, but now something new for 2019 in a different part of the world, and that's in Africa. When Rudy and I went to Rwanda to see the mountain gorillas last year to celebrate his big birthday, we fell in love with this part. It was so touching, one of my most emotional travel experiences ever, that we decided we want to add this program to our African wildlife safari program. So now if you book an African safari cruise on our Zambezi Queen, you can choose from many different pre and post options, and the mountain gorillas will be one of those options. So take a look into our brochure and ask us any questions about this as well. So who is the AmaWaterways guest? So I mentioned ocean cruisers who have never done river cruising, active travelers, culinary lovers, wine lovers, multi-generational, you're repeating river cruises because the AmaMagna is now such a new river cruise ship. Groups of all kinds, corporate incentives going up to full charters. So think outside of the box. Every type of client will feel very comfortable on board a river cruise ship. And to your past guests, we deliver now our Beyond the Riverbanks magazine quarterly, where we always feature destination highlights, past guest stories, some culinary tips, recipes, travel tips, and so much more. And those Beyond the Riverbanks brochures will be also delivered to you if you are registered in our system. So now, by participating in this webinar, we will, if you are not in our database yet, will of course add you all so that you will get all the information from us in the future. But you can also become an AmaMagna insider instantly by going to our website amawaterways.com/AmaMagna, sign up there, and we keep you updated with the entire development of the ship because there's still so much to do until it starts sailing in May next year. To become a river cruise expert, of course, this is the number one that you joined our webinar today, but please also look at the travel agent portal in our website. Join our travel agent university. You will see our online booking engine. You will see our latest promotions the hot dates list, our webinar trainings, travel agent fem opportunities, our seminars on the rivers. We can do co-branded websites with you and our image library. Because when it comes to groups, we also create your personal flyers for you. And then, of course, we print up to 100 flyers colored for you. So we do all the work. You have the client. Just let's work on this together and get all these groups going here. And of course, you have your dedicated business development manager in your area. We have almost 20 people in our sales team, so there must be one close to your area. They are all listed with their phone and email address in our travel agent portal as well. If you still have time, please come and join our 2018 hosted seminars on the river. Most of them are on the Danube. Many are on the Danube between Nuremberg and Vienna. And we have the agent rates there, so you can look them all up. And we have our founders cruises. Rudy's cruise goes on November 17, and I'm cruising November 18 on the Danube from Nuremberg to Vienna, depending on water level. If, there's no rain coming, you probably all are aware about the critical low water situation right now, but the Danube is actually possible to navigate between Wilshofen, Passau, and Vienna at the current time. So we can do this cruise. Budapest at the moment is closed, but if it rains, hopefully, and according to weather forecast, it is supposed to start raining on Tuesday or Wednesday next week. So let's do the rain dance. Then hopefully all of these cruises can be going easily again, even to Budapest. So let's say thank you for all your support. We really, really appreciate your business. We love you. We love our home-based agents. This is how we started AmaWaterways in 2002. The home-based agents are our bread and butter because you are entrepreneurs the way we are. So we really want to have a great future together with all of you. And now I will open this all up for questions and, of course, for our drawing, I think, for our beautiful river cruise. And so, Sandy, please take over again. And again, a big thank you on behalf of our entire AmaWaterways family.
Oh, thank you so much, Christine. And our big thank you to all of you. That was a fabulous presentation. Absolutely fantastic. We're going to just run a couple of quick polls so that Christine and everyone at AMA can get an idea of who the audience is today. So let's do this first one. You can answer right on your screen. Have you ever booked a river cruise in the past? Say yes or no. And we'll just give you a couple of moments to answer, and then we'll see how many of you have answered yes and how many no. Okay, just a couple of more answers, a couple of more seconds. Okay, so let's see what we have. So we have 78% of the people who answered said yes, they have booked a riverboat cruise in the past, and 22%.
That's fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. And 22% have said no. So there's lots of room for more people to get familiar with and book their clients on riverboat cruises. Okay, here's our next question.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Have you ever booked an AmaWaterways cruise? Yes or no? So we'll give you a couple of moments to answer. If the answer is no, you don't know what you're missing. Not only is the cruise itself fabulous, but the staff, the folks at the company who answer the phone, the res agents, everyone is just so anxious to help in any way they can. Okay, another second, and let's see how this goes. Okay, Christine, 48% of the people who answered said yes, they have booked a Waterways cruise, and 52%.
That is amazing.
Yeah, fantastic. So it's almost exactly evenly divided. And again, for those of you who have not, we know that this presentation has made you think of lots of clients in your database who would be perfect for an AmaWaterways cruise. Okay, one more quick
Absolutely.
poll. One more quick poll. Which destinations are your clients most interested in? And you can choose all that apply. The Seine, the Rhone, Bordeaux, France, the Douro in Portugal, the Danube, the Rhine, Main and Moselle, or the Mekong, Vietnam and Cambodia, or the Chobe in Africa. So let's see where your clients are so interested in going, and you know that Ama goes there. So this is a good way to steer your clients in the perfect direction for them. Okay, just another second or two. And let's see how this is. Okay, 63% of you said the Seine, Rhone, Bordeaux in France. 35% of you said your clients want to go on the Douro. 90% of you said that your clients want to go on the Danube. How perfect is that? 81% of you said the Rhine, Main, and Moselle, and 24% of you know that your clients want to go to Vietnam, Cambodia, and or Africa. So that is
That is absolutely amazing and interesting, and thank you for this, because it shows that we are right on track with AmaMagna cruising the Danube, because you have so many new river cruises coming in to explore that river. But it also shows that France is really back, and I can tell you the ships are booking very well in France. Not just that we have the 75th anniversary of D-Day beaches next year in the Normandy, but France is really back in trend and fashion, so it's very nice. But I also want to tell you, I didn't talk about the Mekong here really. The Mekong is such a wonderful experience, and the crew there and the guides and the history, their life stories, what they went through, and it's so genuine, and the culture there, it's a fascinating cruise. So yeah, thank you.
okay. So let's get to some questions, and we'll be sure to leave time for our wonderful prize giveaway. I want to tell everyone who's on this call that if we don't get to your question, or if you think of something after the webinar is over, get in touch with Ama. The folks at AMA will be seeing all of the questions, whether or not we got to ask them live on the webinar. So they are going to be following up with all of your questions. It may take a while because there's quite a few of you on the call, but if we don't get to ask your question, please be assured that Christine and her team will be seeing the question. And of course, if you think of something after the webinar is over, then you can get in touch with Emma as well. Christine, I think the most often asked question is something that you touched on just at the end of your webinar. How does Emma handle the low water levels, or if levels are too low for the riverboats to sail?
Right, yeah. I thought this will be right now the question of the day.
Right.
So, so of course, everyone knows that this has been an extremely hot and dry year in Europe, especially around the Danube and the Rhine. And we have tons of rain right now in France, so France is not affected at all. The Danube has a critical area in and around Budapest, and it has some critical areas around Nuremberg, Regensburg, when it goes from Vilshofen to the area before the Main-Danube Canal starts. Now, since most of our cruises on the Danube are cruising between Vilshofen and Vienna or Budapest, we were not too much affected by the part Nuremberg to Vilshofen. And if we couldn't cruise there, we would transfer to Vilshofen. Nuremberg-Vilshofen is not a long stretch, and would embark in Vilshofen and operate the entire cruise from there. Now, until lately, where Budapest closed the port, and that was just last week. And now none of the ships can cruise to Budapest anymore. So we then have to stop in Vienna. And then from Vienna, we operate Bratislava and Budapest. So that means we need to use the Lux Motor Coach in order to do this. To give you an idea about the distance, Vienna to Budapest is about 3 hours. No matter if it's by motor coach or by train, it's about the same, but we use the motor coach because we want to show you the city then as well. And this is what it is until hopefully the rain is coming. Now, for all the days that we cannot operate as scheduled according to the brochure, we give our guests on board full future cruise credit. So let's say we couldn't operate 3 days out of the 7, then 3 days go to your clients with future cruise credit that can be applied within the next 3 years on any cruise. Now, the Rhine so far until this past weekend, AmaWaterways was able to cruise. And we were the last ones that actually could go the entire river between Amsterdam and Basel. And how did we do it? We have great captains. We have a little bit more of a shallow draft. We emptied our water tanks. We took fresh water on in all the different ports just to make the ship lighter because it's about a couple of inches. Now, that past weekend, that was October 13, 14, just brought the water level to a new historical lowest level where now even the day boats had to stop. Where now even Cologne, the port in Cologne has closed, that none of the ships can operate anymore between Strasbourg and Cologne. So currently, our Ama Christina and Ama Stella, the one ship left port of Amsterdam, the other one left the port of Basel. We have transferred the guests between Cologne and Strasbourg by motor coach to the other city. Again, what we couldn't operate, there is future cruise credit for this. Now, all the next upcoming departures, especially Ama Prima, that is coming next, where we now are deviating our 10 and 11 cruises from going on the Rhine. We operate a Holland and Belgium cruise, similar to a tulip time cruise. But of course, the tulips are not there. For this, there are other beautiful things there. And now we are calling, of course, you and your guests. If your guests would love to cancel, then we will offer you a refund. But we are operating. That means we are just modify the itinerary. And if your guests will still go, because we still make it an absolutely amazing experience, and our guests have sent us so many testimonials to say, AmaWaterways did it, and they were very happy. Then, even when we now operate a Holland and Belgium cruise, where we wanted to operate a cruise on the Rhine, your guests will get future cruise credit. So they will go on the cruise might go somewhere else than what was planned, but your guests come home and they will get the future cruise credit from us. And with this, they might to go and have this good time of their life instead of not going, because with the future cruise credit, they can afford another river cruise in the future. I hope that this answered the question. And again, rain is in forecast. Hopefully it's coming and not disappearing again. But it is Mother Nature, and nobody is expecting it. But it has to do with the change of climate. We have to be prepared. And most important is to have an open communication with the client. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. I'm going to sneak in one quick question that several people have answered, and then we're going to get right to the prize drawing after that. And that is, what is the dress code for men and women on the ships, and is there a minimum age of passenger who can travel?
Yeah. Let's do the minimum age first. For us, AmaWaterways, we say minimum age is 4, recommended from age 6, because we see that families have a wonderful time on board. So we have a lot of multi-gen on board. I believe if you book with Adventures by Disney, because they charter our ships as well, for their special program, children have to be 6. they don't have the Mickey Mouse on board, yeah? They work with local characters, so it's Adventures by Disney, yeah? But we welcome families on board. Dress code. River cruising, most important is that you have good walking shoes, and you dress in layers. And you also have a nice dress for the evening, or maybe the gentleman a sports jacket. But you do not have to bring your tuxedo. You do not have to bring your long gown. Be nicely dressed but comfortable. And do we call it country casual or country club?
Yes.
Something like this, yeah?
Yeah.
So, yeah, be respectful to your other guests on board, but you don't have to overdress, yeah?
Okay, fantastic answer. We had many, many more questions. We have hundreds and hundreds of people on this webinar. As I said, we can't get to all the questions, but Christine and her team will see the questions and will respond when necessary. Well, here comes the exciting part of the webinar, and that is the prize giveaway. And what Christine and AmaWaterways are giving away is a 7-night river cruise on a seminar on the river, Christmas market, or New Year's itinerary in 2018. And Christine, this is just so fabulous. We really thank you for this wonderful, wonderful prize giveaway. So this is how it's
Sandy,
going.
can I just step in?
Sure.
Just, I want to add, this price is also, we add now 2019.
Oh.
Just because we all have now heard that the water levels are low. So now I tell you, you have the opportunity to see how AmaWaterways is managing this when you come on one of our cruises still this year. It might be an eye-opening thing, and I would encourage you to do it. Because we are going and I'm also hosting, right? So I'm
wonderful.
there and our BDMs are there. But if you don't want to, I'm extending the certificate also into 19.
Fabulous.
All right?
That's wonderful. And thank you so much. And this is how this prize giveaway is going to work. I am going to ask you a question about something that Christine covered in her webinar, in her presentation. And I will take the 10th correct answer I see come across my screen, but you have to wait until I finish asking the whole question. You can't telegraph it, and I won't accept any answers that come in before I finish answering the question. So I'll take the 10th correct answer, and I will let you know when we have a winner and what the answer was, and we can recheck and confirm. So if your fingers are ready and if you've been paying attention for the whole webinar, here is the question. And remember, you have to wait till I finish asking it before you answer. AmaWaterways has new ships coming out in 2019. What are the names of the new ships? And I'll take the 10th correct answer. Okay, answers are coming in. Some are right, some are wrong. Let's see if we have a 10th yet. Some of you are one ship short. Okay, let me write down the name. We have a winner. Let me write down the winner's name before I announce it. Okay, we have a winner. There are 3 new ships coming out. Many, many of you answered with 2 ships, but there are actually 3 new ships coming out. The AmaMagna, the Amaduro, and the AmaMora. And the 10th correct answer that I saw come across my screen, drum roll please, belongs to Carol Howell. Carol Howell, congratulations. You are the winner of the cruise that AmaWaterways is offering. Congratulations. We will send your contact information over to Christine and her team, and they will get in touch with you about redeeming your wonderful free cruise, 2018 or 19. This
Congratulations, Carol.
Carol Howell. I hope you're jumping
And
up and down.
congratulations to all.
Oh,
Yeah, but
everyone. Yes.
congratulations to all of you because you're all winners. I hope that, many of you will come in the future. And just one more hint. If you come and you pay your FEM rate and you bring us 10 cabins back within 2 years, we will then apply your paid travel agent FEM rate for yourself towards your group or will reimburse you for this. So there is so much more going on in the future and you are all winners. Yeah?
Absolutely. And congratulations to everyone for paying such good attention. We did get many, many correct answers. Our wonderful host today has been AmaWaterways, and our speaker has been Christine Karst, Executive Vice President and co-owner of AmaWaterways. Christine, thank you so much. This was so fabulous. I know we're all going to go back and look at our databases and find many more clients who are appropriate for AmaWaterways. So thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much. And congratulations. And I know you are all in the best hands with the travel professional community. So thank you for the great partnership.
Oh, thank you for saying that. We appreciate it.
Mhm.
I want to thank our travel agents who took the time out of your busy day to be with us today. I know you got a lot out of this wonderful presentation. So enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye. Bye bye.